How y'all doing?
Hey, Eric, I asked Keon while in the locker room. Obviously, Coach said that you got two new guys playing linebacker this week. So Keon was like, I mean, you're the oldest new guy in any line. To know that, you told me earlier this week that all you were focused on was communicating. It seemed like you were successful out there. How good did this win feel, and how good did you feel being able to do that, comfortable going into this game?
Felt great. I haven't won in Philly in a while, so it feels good for the soul. Obviously, under the circumstances, me and Garrett, gotta give a shout out to Garrett Wallow. He was excellent in communication. I always judge other linebackers based on when things are super thick out, and things aren't going our way. How well you're able to communicate and how well you're able to stay calm. And, he checked those boxes, so shout out to him. That was a big moment for both of us, just to come in. And, obviously it's been next man up kind of mentality this whole year unfortunately with all the injuries. And, I'm just happy that we can come through for everybody.
You and Garrett have been around with this team long, let alone working together. How were you able to get on the same page? Did you do extra, stay late, any extra stuff?
Man, shout out to KJ. KJ Wright. I've been in kind of just knocking on his meeting door. Getting extra time with him since I got here. So whether it's super early in the morning or after meetings, I feel like he's got me prepared. We went through a bunch of situations, watched a bunch of film together. He's got stamina as a coach. So obviously we know what kind of player he was. But it's been nice to bounce my old playbook off him and kind of compare it to this new one and get the similarities and the differences, because that's kind of like this is my, I think, fourth defense in a row. So it's like you have to be able to compare and contrast and just get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter and kind of lock in on the new concepts. So I feel like we got a pretty good grasp of that pretty early.
Eric, you played 16 games for a lot of years in this league. This year you played a lot less than that. You look kind of fresh. Do you feel like fresher physically because you haven't played all those games?
Yeah, I feel like, last year I was super hurt. I was super hurt all year. Was dealing with my shoulder. It was really, really, I didn't realize how much it was affecting me until, I think the first game this year and being able to use it again. But, I feel great. Bodies feels great. I just wanted to wait for that right opportunity with the right team. And, nothing felt too right until, I got here and, I got in the locker room with, all the leaders that this team has. It just made, it made the most sense. And, I feel like I fit in with the guys right away. And, I was willing to take a role that I had never taken before, playing in different positions that I never played before, playing special teams. It was easy because everybody on this team is so unselfish. So it was just easy for me to come in and be like, check my ego at the door and just get it done for the team to win. So, just shout out to the team and just everybody who's involved.
What makes Robert Saleh so special?
I feel like it's the trust that he has in his players, and just the emphasis on just playing fast and physical, because that takes care of a lot of the offense's job is to try to scheme us up on defense. So, by playing fast and physical, you can kind of eliminate some of the schematics of the offense and just kind of make plays. But I think it's just the trust he has in us. How we're coached. I've been around some great coaches in this league, and there's a reason why I wanted to come to San Francisco as well to play in this defense. So shout out.
Where did you get the T-shirt? And then
I got the T-shirt in Japan. It was at a thrift store. So yeah, I feel like I get along with most people, so maybe it's not as true, but I come with a good attitude, so maybe change it.
set you back.
What is it? You have to carry two. It's like what, 10,000 yen, so like $100, I think.
Can you walk us through their last offensive play and what you thought might happen and what did happen on that play?
To be honest with you, I especially when the game's on the line, I'm thinking that they were going to try to get the ball in either the three playmakers' hands. Obviously Goddard was one of the people I thought about because he was on the hash, but I originally thought Saquon, AJ, and as soon as I started dropping, we were in the A gaps. As soon as I started dropping and I saw Saquon kind of go across to protect. I knew I had to get to the other hash kind of quick. I wish I would have picked it off. I should have picked it off. I usually do that, but I was happy that I was able to make the play and get from hash to hash on that one.
Time for two more guys. Valkyries so far.
Man, I'm just so blown away with just the leadership on this team. Guys like Brock Purdy are just exactly what you see, you know what I mean, is exactly what you get in the building. You know, these guys are true professionals. You know, the best of the best. They do it the right way. You know, they hold each other accountable. You know, they show up with a great attitude. You know, they work through injuries. They work through, you know, turmoil and adversity. And I'm just blessed to be in the position I'm in.
Eric,
Last
what
one
does a win
there.
like this do for the defense and the belief in yourselves and your unit moving forward?
Yeah, you know, I don't feel like we were lacking in any confidence. You know what I mean? At all. But it gets us to the next round. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. You know, I was out there just thinking about how many times I played in Philly and how many times I've been in the playoffs, and just you know, it's not easy to come by. So I don't want to take that for granted. You know, we're in the next round. You know, this win was sweet. I'm going to enjoy it for the next couple of hours, but you know, we want to go further. We want to do more.
Who's one of the most unlikely playoff teams you've been on?
I would say it's unlikely because I was not on a team for so long, so a little bit unlikely. But you know, from the outside looking in, I think it may look super unlikely. But being in the building for, you know, the last month and some change now, it's not a question by me of why we're in the situation we're in. You know what I mean? I believe in this team.